Have you ever wondered how Team GB's Olympic bobsleigh team train? Well, here it goes. Guys, we're here today at Bath University. We're using the push track facility down here that we use all year round during the summer. What this does, it allows us to get ready for the winter. Unfortunately, because we're not a winter nation, we don't have our own bobsleigh tracks like France, like Germany, etc. So this is all we have. This is where we spend most of our time. This is where we come 2-3 times a week, do all our training. And this is the beastie that we use. Apologies, it's not in better condition, but it's been here over 10 years, had over 20,000 pushes in it, and it's still going strong, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll have a quick run through of what happens on a day-to-day basis when we come up here pushing. As you see at the moment, there's only 3 handles. We've got the pilot's handle here, we've got the side handle there on the right, and then we've got the 2 brakeman handles over there. There is normally one here, but due to it being a very short trolley, if you've got a pilot pushing on the front, then obviously when you go to jump over the side and load in, you're going to hit that, fall over and hurt yourself. The pilot will go from here. As you can see, it's a lot more elevated than the ones on the side, because when you get to a real bobsleigh, as we'll cut to later, you'll see that handle comes up out the sled and then slots back into it to go down. Better aerodynamics and all that sort of stuff. So what the pilot does, he comes up to the bar, and basically he's the initiator of the whole sequence. He basically grabs hold of it. He'll give a shout or a call depending on what the team have decided, and they've practiced all summer, and then they'll all go off him, hit it at the same time, and push it down the hill.
For the Latvian, checking out his results, 6th, 4th.
Moving back along the sled, we then go onto the side guys. These are really your powerhouses of the sled. It's normally, we call them like the 2 big idiots on the team. They are used for just strength and power to get the thing moving. The pilot obviously helps with that, but don't worry about him. He's got more important stuff to worry about. So the guys on the side, normally about 105 to 110 kilos per person, sit on the side, they'll start like that, they'll crouch up, hit it at the same time as the pilot, same guys, the same time as the brakeman and stuff like that, and then going down the hill. And then just looking down here, what you can see is what we call a bail. Obviously it's been made a little bit differently this time. But what these bails do on a normal sled, one, if it hits the wall, it stops it coming into contact with the actual sled where the athletes are sitting, but it also allows you, just use your imagination for the moment, I'm holding a handle here. As you're running, you use it as a loading aid. So you step on that and you lean forward, grab the sled and jump in and slot into your allocated position, okay? It can go wrong. You see some people miss, slip, fall over, don't get in the sled, go in head first. You're even guilty of doing it a few times, aren't you? It's just kind of a rite of passage. So in a sequence, you'd have pilot load, then number 2, then number 3, and then forward jump in. He's also responsible for stopping the thing when it's going 90 odd miles an hour. So everything we do at the top of the track with the push trolley, we then focus on pushing the actual bobsleigh in here, which we use out on season. And here we are, guys. This is one of our bobsleighs that the GB team have. This is labelled Gleeson 64 after the National Dictionary, won the gold medal in 1964. And this is one of the sleds we used in the 2018 Winter Olympics. It's a very old sled. It's had a lot of runs, a lot of crashes, but it's here. You know, it's served the test of time. And yeah, it's formerly the speed record holder as well, which I thought to add in. So I think back in maybe the Olympic season, maybe the season after, it actually held the speed record, which for a sled that's probably over 20 years old is, you know, quite a mean feat, especially considering all the technology that's moved forward. So one of the interesting things and one of the biggest questions we get about bobsleigh How do you stop the thing? So if you just have to come over here and have a look inside the sled, you see this massive 2 silver arms attached to this rake mechanism down here. And what happens here is you have the brakeman, he'll have his bum set on this bit of padding with his legs stretched out over with his feet on these foot pegs. And all that will happen is once the driver's finished going down the track and he goes over the finish line, he'll shout brake or he'll shout something. That will then get echoed through the crew up to the brakeman, and he'll then know when to pull the brakes. And all he does, he grabs around it and he basically pulls it up. It goes all the way, pivots on a little pivot point, and that goes into the ground. And that is literally all we have to stop the sled. It may seem a bit barbaric and a bit old-fashioned, but it works. Otherwise, we would have changed it. And that's it, guys. There's not really much else to these bobsleighs apart from the steering, but we'll leave that for another time because that is a very complicated part of the sled. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you get a bit of an insight into how we train and what we do during our training days, push days, and how an actual bobsleigh works. So hopefully see you soon, and I'll catch you then.